This is Sam bringing another vlog for Data Science with Sam channel. In this vlog, I'll talk about ChatGPT Agent, a recent OpenAI venture where they're allowing their users to use ChatGPT's agentic mode version on the desktop app. If you're a Pro or Plus subscriber, you should be able to use this agentic mode on your ChatGPT desktop version by now. If you haven't used it yet, then this particular vlog is for you because I will show you an example of how I use ChatGPT Agent to dive deep into 50 years of Formula One history, from Niki Lauda's 1975 season all the way to Max Verstappen and McLaren's epic 2024 finish. And yes, ChatGPT agent did all the heavy lifting when it comes to crunching all 50 years data and perform that analysis. So let's dive in and see how ChatGPT agent can simplify your analysis process. So I started by activating the ChatGPT agent in desktop mode. You should be able to do that where we can find the deep research button just right next to it. There's an agent mode button available for Pro and Plus subscriber on the desktop version. So just click it, the mode is enabled. Now I'm going to use a ready prompt to perform that analysis on a compilation of historical F1 championship data. Not just winners, but points, wins, engine suppliers, even regulation errors like the turbo and hybrid errors will also be fetched into the final report. This particular prompt is actually asking the ChatGPT agent to pull structured data from public GitHub repository, join everything using Python and Pandas, and manually patched recent years like 2023 and 2024. So it seems like a super handy prompt. So let's just get started with this particular prompt and see how ChatGPT agent can give you a compilation of the historical F1 data from 1975 to 2024. So let's hit the start button. And ChatGPT agent mode is now running at the back end. So let's take a break, have a cup of coffee, and we'll be back soon. As you can see that the ChatGPT agent is collecting all the data. It's going to different GitHub resources, or even it's fetching data through different websites via APIs, and sometimes it even tap into Kaggle data sources to get all the data from here. It's fascinating, right? How the agent mode is doing everything on its own, and it's also not letting you to do any manual intervention. Only thing it's asked me is that how I want the visualization to be accurate, and I don't have any specific preference at this moment, so I just told them that I don't have any specific request. So it's coming up with its own analysis patterns, and it's also going to share its visualization recommendation accordingly. So let's see how it comes up with the final report. ChatGPT agent was able to generate this markdown report for me. It contains a Formula One World Championship analysis starting from 1975 to 2024. First section of the report showing that how they created the dataset. As you can see that the analysis uses the official F1 timing data compiled in the Formula One GitHub repository. So that means agent was able to go to that specific Formula One GitHub and pull all the datasets required for this kind of analysis. The resulting dataset contains 50 seasons with the following fields: year, driver champion, driver nationality, points, wins, constructor champion, nationality, points, wins, engine suppliers, and all kind of fields that required for this analysis. Now let's get down to the exploratory analysis part. The first section was championship dominance by constructor. So this data shows clear period of dominance by certain teams. Like Ferrari has the most constructors titles across the 50-year period, largely due to early success in the late 1970s and early 2000 wins. We definitely know that Niki Lauda was literally a dominant F1 driver in late 1970s, whereas the Michael Schumacher won back-to-back titles, in the early 2000s, made Ferrari became the most successful constructor team in the F1 era. McLaren and Williams follow with 9 titles each, reflecting the intense rivalry of the 1980s and 1990s. The Mercedes team also claimed 8 titles, especially due to Lewis Hamilton, all during the hybrid power era from 2014 to 2020. Red Bull is close behind with 6 titles, 4 from Sebastian Vettel's run 2010 to 2030 and 2 in the early 2020s. Next section, championship dominance by driver. As you can see that Lewis Hamilton and Michael Schumacher clear favorite, they each own 7 titles. Hamilton's championship were concentrated in 2008 and the hybrid era starting from 2014 to 2020, while Schumacher's runs spanned the late 1990s and early 2000s. Then the evolution of champion dominance. This is a very interesting analysis. This figure shows the average number of wins scored by the driver's champion in each decade. The 1970s and 1980s saw champions averaging about 4 to 5 wins per season because points were awarded only to the top 6 finishers and reliability problems produced frequent upsets. However, during the V10 era, championship required around 7 or 8 wins, and the hybrid era has seen a dramatic increase. Champions averaged over 9 wins, and Verstappen's 2023 season set a new record with 19 victories. Wow, so that means you gotta win a lot of F1 races in order to be the champion in the modern era of F1. Then points and win trends also showing a different kind of upward trend in points is stiff after 1991 due to multiple scoring system revisions. Finally, the regulation engines and budgetary factors. This gives you a rundown of each and every era, depending upon the engine styles and the power of engines that helped the Formula One driver to win championships, starting from late 1970s to the modern era of 2020s. And some of the insights and strategic takeaways generated by this report is that sustained technical innovation and resource commitment drive dominance. Especially the most successful teams have a lot of better technical directors and strong engine partnership. Obviously, Formula One is a team game, so you need a good technical director who can at least come up with a better strategy as well as a better engine to make the F1 drivers win the championship. When those resources align, these teams won multiple titles consecutively. That's kind of like the trend we have seen in the Formula One in the last 50 years. Regulation changes also had an impact on the strategic strategy of the championship. Also, the driver experience and stability matter, but only with a competitive car. Most champions amassed multiple titles because they remained with top teams through rule transitions, like Hamilton with Mercedes, Schumacher with Ferrari, and Verstappen with Red Bull. These experienced champions who switch to less competitive teams rarely won again. So they had to stay with a better team, with a better engine, and better technical director with a team backing them up to win the championship. Then also budget influence. Ferrari and Mercedes' dominance period coincided with huge budgets. McLaren started piling up more budget in 2024. That's kind of resulted into their success in winning the championship in that year. Also, the emerging the data reveal an upward trend in both points and wins per champions, reflecting longer season and improved reliability. Especially in the hybrid and the cost cap eras, champions frequently secure double-digit wins and accumulate 400 plus points. That's a huge margin. So that also tells you that the better your team are, you'll be able to collect more points, and that will help you to secure championship in the modern hybrid era. So, in conclusion, the past half century of Formula One illustrate cycles of dominance tied to regulation, technical expertise, budget, and driver team alignment. So, this analysis is great. ChatGPT agent came up with this analysis within 15 minutes. It would take you at least hours to come up with this analysis, even if you are a great, if you're proficient in R and Python programming language. So this tells you that what ChatGPT agent can do for you. So that's all for my first use case of using ChatGPT agent for you. I'll definitely come back with another vlog showing what ChatGPT agent can do to drive some of your business use cases or even some analytical work that could take hours for a human to perform. Till then, goodbye.